Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy KFB23 on the watch, and I'm back into the video. And today we're talking about the New Orleans Pelicans. How their offseason went. I feel like their offseason was pretty good. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was shaky at first. I will say when they got Jordan Poole, I was excited. But when they proceeded to draft an undersized center in the draft to pair with Zion, which I'm like, okay. And I'm pretty sure they drafted who they got. It was kind of something. It was a mediocre draft. I will say that it was a mediocre draft. But I do like the Kevon Looney addition. Is he worth the money you paid for him? I'm not gonna lie to you. He was for the Warriors roster. I watched damn near all 82 games of the Warriors, and I watched damn near every single minute that Kevon Looney played. Is he worth that contract for the Warriors? Hell no. For the Jazz, who need a center. Okay, quick sidebar. I went to New Orleans in the past like month or two, and they call themselves like the city calls itself the New Orleans Jazz. Like that's what they say. But I kept on mixing up the New Orleans Pelicans, which in actuality should be called the Jazz. But hey, I'm sorry. I kept saying Jazz in this video. My apologies. Which I will sit here and say right now, Kevin Looney, thanks for your service. You did a great job. Shout out to you in 2025, 2023 against the Kings. That was your series. 2022, what you did against the Dallas Mavericks, that was your series. Your jersey might get retired one day. Thank you. But the fact that he wasn't able to finish around the rim that great this year, the rebounding took a dip, the athleticism took a dip. Maybe it's because that man was not seeing consistent minutes. He couldn't get in the rhythm, but it's hopefully for the Pelicans' sake, he can find what he had, which he's only like 31 years old. He shouldn't have fallen off a cliff where the point where he wasn't viable as a center anymore, which such is life. He did get his spot taken by a second round pick in 2024 and a second round pick in 2023, which Kevon Looney. I feel like that Pelicans team who needs a big body, who needs somebody center or rebound to get the ball, and for probably the cheap, because it was either that, because the center market was either Brook Lopez, which I would have liked to saw Brook Lopez next to Zion Williamson. It would have been a good addition, but I ain't gonna lie to you, Brook Lopez in the big year 2025, the last 2 years I've seen him in the playoffs, which is it wasn't good. He was pretty awful. I don't watch a lot of Bucks games during the regular season. Maybe he's viable, but in that playoff series, and I watched him watch that entire he get played off the floor against the Pacers, and back in when Giannis got hurt last year against the Pacers last year, and he couldn't rebound worth a damn. Where I did I still the legitimate of 6 minutes of him 6 minutes of the Pacers getting offensive rebounds and just kept on getting shots at the rim, which here or near, Kevon Looney is just never going to let that happen. Kevon Looney is going to get a board. Kevon Looney is going to have a series of games where he has 10, 13. He's a great playmaker. If Zion Looney gets double teamed, Kevon Looney more often than not in that Warrior system, he was making the great pass or the good pass with the correct pass, which is shout out to Kevon Looney. He has always been a good playmaker. Shooting wise, at this point, I feel like he might tell himself he might need to shoot a three, which his jump shot doesn't look bad. He just doesn't take any mid range jump shot. I've seen him take some mid range jump shots. I don't know, honestly, jump shots, and it look actually pretty decent. If I would say he would have to work on his game. Where he's at now, it's still going to be a struggle. But as a center who played all 82 games before he got benched last year, he had a 3 year streak of having playing all 82. He will be there, especially on the Pelican teams where their injury luck has been always been terrible. And there's like even Dyson Daniels said, "Oh, that team has to be cursed because every got injured every single time." I feel like having Kevin Looney there, who's a guy has played 82, is having someone that's consistently going to be there will help the team. The best ability, which I keep hearing for most players, it depends on the player I'm talking about, is usually the best ability. Going with that Jordan Poole signing, I've watched a lot of in this offseason since the NBA Finals has stopped playing. I've watched a lot of random games. I've been looking at a lot of Jordan Poole games this year. Last year, 2024 Jordan Poole, we're not going to talk about that. He was ass. I'll admit that he was dogs. He was dog shit. He was bad as an NBA player. But this year, Jordan Poole was better. He was a better basketball player than what we saw in 2024. He was closer to he didn't meet expectations as a as a as a next James Harden, which some of us all thought he might be. I did when he went to the Wizards. I had the thought, oh, he might be one of them ones, but I think his ceiling is less than James Harden. It might be a better CJ McCollum, a better 3-point shooting CJ McCollum, a taller one at that. With I like his playmaking and passing ability with pairing with Zion. It's with those Wizards games. I think he was a pretty good passer. The turnovers, like he is turnovers, he is turnover prone. I will say that he still averaged 3 turnovers per game this year, but was still a 20-point game scorer, which I think that's his second time in his career for making a 20 point mark. 68 games played. He's one of those other guys that is going to play every single game, even on the Wizards roster where the offense was bad. He still had games where it looked manageable. Like one of the know he beat the Denver Nuggets earlier in the season. I think they beat the Denver Nuggets twice this year. And when he had an epic battle, like epic, that's one epic battle with Jokic, and he was going crazy. And now it was pretty consistent of him either giving you 35. It was just the fact that the defensive side of the ball, it was just not that good. But I wouldn't give that too much credit. I've seen Jordan Poole be a bad defender on the Warriors, but when the team needs him to play defense or play like off the ball or against just a shooter, he's fine. He's 6'4". He isn't giving up too much. He's still a tall player. He is kind of light, but that's life, bro. That's just life. And seeing him in the structure would be I would like to see it because it really wasn't anything going on in the Washington Wizards, and pairing him with tall athletic wings like Trey Murphy who's going to play defense. Herb Jones is going to play defense, which I don't know if he's still going to be on the team. That's still up in the air in this offseason, which as a Warriors fan, I would love Herb Jones, but hey, if they Pelicans don't trade him, I will be also happy about that. And having somebody that can take off the pressure on Jordan Poole, his ability to create 3-pointers, and he was this year was pretty efficient. He shot 37%, which is a career high right now, on 9 attempts per game. Pairing that with Zion Williamson, I won't say pick and rolls because I've learned that I thought this to myself. Dame and Giannis pick and rolls, that just doesn't work if you're just not gonna sit in screens. Zion, I think in my head is a screen setter, a good screen setter. Maybe he's not, but he can definitely those that can still be a viable option. I like passing wise. Jordan Poole is a good passer. He's just turnover machine. He just needs to work on as he grows as an NBA player. But he didn't. But who was he passing to on the Washington Wizards, especially as Kyle Kuzma was off the court? That's my thing about it. And the fact that I feel like next year is probably going to be a lot of point Zion, which is probably one of the best playmaker and the person that can get the most of the opportunities. I've seen Jordan Poole in the Warrior system, even though in the 2023 he was taking more shots and probably wasn't in the flow of the offense. He is still a great off ball threat. He's still one of the best off ball shooters in the league. Simple. He can definitely just you want to double Zion, leave me open. Guess what's going to happen? I'm going to make a good look. I'm going to make a good shot, and at sooner or later you're going to have to guard him because he's going to have a full party. He's going to have a game where he's just going to make every single three, and you're just going to have to take it. You're just going to have to like what Jordan Poole is doing. It's going to be pool parties in New Orleans, and that's all I got to say. And with the Kevon Looney and bringing Jordan Poole, Kevon Looney, they have played together. They have some continuity there. They have deep postseason runs as a duo as a not a, let me not say duo as teammates. They weren't like a dynamic duo, but just having that there is a viable option. And like I said, those two players have been consistently playing like the lowest career games that Jordan Poole has played. It was still like 51, but that was during like the COVID season. He didn't play, and he came from the G League and played that, and 57 wins. Like he's consistently playing 70, 80 games throughout his career. So that's another consistent piece. It's just, will this team be any good? I think if Zion plays, and I think hopefully Zion is with the contract he signed, he has to prioritize playing games to get the most amount of money he wants. He probably will try to try to play at least 60, 65 games this year. All in my prayers, hopefully it's going to look decent. Am I saying he's going to be I'm saying right now I'm saying the Nuggets are better than them. Nuggets, Lakers, Mavericks, shit. It's just that 10 seed, 10 seed. Can they beat the Sacramento Kings and like the Spurs for the 10 Spurs Warriors for that 10 seed spot? Uh, uh, Sacramento Kings did sign Dennis Schroeder, so they have a good shot. They have a good shot. I think the wing depth on this team and the rookies. I hopefully Jordan Hawkins make a bounce back season, but like Jordan Hawkins is learning from Jordan Poole on all four creation. It's that he should take his advice to heart because that Jordan Poole has been in the same position as Jordan Hawkins. Not he, well, he didn't. Jordan Poole didn't start as good as Jordan Hawkins. He did rookie season, but that sophomore slump, such as life, that's going to be a good addition to the team. I think it's just going to be an interesting, fun watch. Like I said, interesting watch. Are they going to be? They can the stealing on this team right now, as it is with Dejounte Murray, is 10th seed at best. And if things don't work out, I think they still have a lot of pick, or they draft, or they traded that or draft. Like I wouldn't. I'm not certain by sure, but that's where I'm going at. But hey, thanks for listening to this. I appreciate you guys for watching the video. Like and subscribe, and I'm KFB23 on the YT, and I'm out. Peace.